Showtime is here, no time to fear. Carell is so near because Showtime is here. So on with the show, let's give it a go. Carell is the one that you need to know. Now it's Showtime.
Te amor, Bad Bunny. Te amor, Bad Bunny. I love Bad Bunny. Get the point? Oh my God, what a weekend. Let's talk, honey.
Now it's Showtime.
Hola, ¿qué pasó? Yo soy Carell, este Carell Show. In the spirit of Bad Bunny, the Bonito Bowl. What a show. What a fucking show. Can I just tell you right now, what a show. I have seen halftime shows since, for all 60 of the 60 years that the Super Bowl's been around. And I will tell you right now, not since I was 3 years old have I seen such a fabulous spectacle. Madonna was great, Diana Ross, Michael Jackson, the Rolling Stones, Prince, and now ranking right up with them will be Bad Bunny and the most watched Super Bowl show of all time. In fact, the ratings this weekend went halftime Super Bowl, 140 million, Puppy Bowl, almost 30 million, Kid Rock and Turning Point USA, 6 million. There are cat videos that get more viewers than the Turning Point USA show, which was pre-recorded, had Kid Rock lip-syncing to old tired songs, and was a debacle and a disaster. It's now gotten more views because people are going to see what a debacle and disaster it was. But live, it got some places say 4.8 million, some places 6.1 million, between 4 and 6 million views. Puppy Bowl got 30, Bad Bunny, 140 million. And what a symbolic and incredible show it was. I hope you all got a chance to see it. It was so good. It was so good. The symbolism. First of all, some cool facts. The grass that he walked through at the beginning to symbolize the cane fields of Puerto Rico, those were all people. That's how they got that grass there so fast. They were people dressed in grass outfits. Hundreds of them. And they moved around. Incredible staging. Whoever did the staging deserves an Emmy. Really, incredible staging. And then the owner of a Puerto Rican social club was there, and Vias Tacos from Los Angeles was there. La Marqueta is a real market in Puerto Rico. He had so much symbolism from not just his homeland, but from the Puerto Rican community, like all over. It was incredible. Giving the Grammy to the little boy, which many thought was, I even thought, there were reports that it was the 5-year-old that was detained by ICE. We now find out that wasn't him, but it was symbolic of him and of a young Bad Bunny watching the TV in Puerto Rico with his father. They were watching Bad Bunny's acceptance speech, and he went up and gave him the Grammy. Oh my God, the electricity, the guys on the poles, symbolizing the power outages that often happen because of the bad electrical infrastructure in Puerto Rico. Cardi B dancing with Pedro Pascal. I mean, there was just so much going on in that 11 minutes. It was remarkable. Ricky Martin, Lady Gaga looking stupendous. Just so much symbolism. And then listing out all the countries of the Americas. Because the United States likes to think it is America. It's not. There's so many other countries that take hold of America. And by the way, Trump had a viewing party at Mar-a-Lago. There's video from it. They watched. They did not watch the Turning Point show. They watched the Bad Bunny show, like everybody else. And then, of course, he quickly denounced it because he's an asshole. He's filled with hate. Bad Bunny was preaching love. His final message was only love is stronger than hate. And you didn't need to understand what he was saying to have a good time. I danced and boogied and partied and carried on, child. It was fabulous. It was such a good show. And technically, such an incredible production. The camera person deserves awards. It was just so incredible. And they kept the party going backstage. They marched through the hallways of the underground there, all the way back to the dressing tents. The band kept playing. Everyone kept partying and dancing. He thanked everybody personally. He's such a class act. Oh my God, it was incredible. And yes, it is on YouTube. If you missed it, you can go watch it on YouTube. It's there because it was incredible.
If you're not visiting reallycarell.com daily, you're missing out. Get the podcast, videos, and the blog, including recipes at reallycarell.com. That's really KAREL.com.
Showtime is here, no time to fear. Carell is so near because showtime is here. So on with the show, let's give it a go. Carell is the one that you need to know.
Welcome back to the Carell Show. Thanks for putting us in the top 10% of all independent podcasts. Thank you so much. So here we have Bad Bunny doing the show, which there was so much controversy over. And when it was all done, even MAGA, many people in MAGA, many, Twitter was filled with hatred, but not all. 2/3 of Twitter filled with MAGA hatred. 1/3 filled with MAGA saying, I don't get it. That was a great show. Why were we supposed to be mad at this? And it really shows that they just do outrage for outrage's sake. They don't know why they're mad. They don't know why they're angry. Half the time, they don't know what the fuck they're arguing about. They just know they have to argue. That if Democrats like it, if liberals like it, if progressive like it, if the Hollywood elite like it, if artsy people like it, they have to hate it. And they saw that there was nothing to hate. You could not hate on that show. It's impossible. You couldn't do it because it was beautiful. It was a wonderful 11 minutes. It was worth every agonizing football play I had to endure. They're so gay, by the way. Football is so gay. Had I had time, I would have gone through. Had I had a producer, I would have had them go through. Yesterday, my jaw dropped so many times. The announcers have no idea what they're saying. They really have no idea. One of the announcers yesterday said, yeah, there's a big hole right there. They're going to have to fill that. I was like, what? You got my attention now? Yeah, those running backs are going to have to learn. They've got to open their legs a little. Oh, well, I would say, yes, I would say they do. There were so many lines like that. Oh, my God. He's got a tight end following him, but it's not going to do him much good. Oh, really? It is the gayest sport. Football is so gay. Let's put all these guys in a locker room by themselves, put them in spandex tights, put black mascara on under their eyes, give them knee pads and shoulder pads, and then call them things like wide receivers, tight ends, catchers. And then the white guy comes out, the quarterback, and prances to the center of the field like a prima donna. It is the gayest sport on the... There's a big hole right there. They're going to have to fill it. I'd say, honey. It's just the gayest sport ever. The commercials, there were a couple good ones. I forget what Redfin, the real estate company, Rocket Mortgage, whatever. They had Lady Gaga singing Won't You Be My Neighbor. I saw her record it in a video. And it was really touching scenes of different people becoming neighbors and helping each other because that's what neighbors do. And it said, everyone needs a neighbor like you. And it was a powerful message. And it was a very poignant message for our times. And that's what I mean about the Super Bowl. They just complained and bitched, and this is not America, and this is horrible, all because he spoke Spanish, which was the number one language in the country of the United States other than Native American. When the U.S. was young, before it was the U.S., or just right after, if you didn't speak Espanol, you were a Native American and you spoke Native American, Cherokee, Iroquois, Mi'kmaq. And the notion that because someone speaks Espanol, they shouldn't perform at the Super Bowl is ridiculous. It was a fabulous show. And they got upset for nothing. He didn't come out in a dress. He didn't bring 18 transgendered people on stage. There were no drag queen story hours. There was no sucking dick in the grass. You know, I mean, it was just a wonderful, because their outrage is manufactured. All of MAGA's outrage is manufactured. And the proof is, we're going to talk about this in a minute, over in Europe, major heads are rolling over the Epstein files, up to and including probably their leader that occupies number 10 Downing Street. What are we doing over here about it? Not a goddamn thing. No heads are rolling. The Clintons are going to testify, and they want it public. Trump has not been called to testify, but he is in the Epstein files more than Christ is in the Bible. And no one's been fired. No one's gone to jail. Victims are screaming. Victims took out an ad yesterday. I like the Jurassic Park ad. It used AI. They de-aged Jeff Goldblum and all of them. That was a nice ad. What ads did you like? Put it down below. Down below in the comments, what did you think of the Super Bowl, the halftime, and the ads? You know, do you know when the Super Bowl first started in 60 years ago? So what, 1962? Oh my. No, 1966. I was 3 when it started. When it started in 1966, the Super Bowl was, or 67, whichever year, an ad at the Super Bowl was $24,000 to advertise during the Super Bowl for a 1-minute ad. Last night, or yesterday afternoon, $10 million a minute. In 1984, when Apple took out the ad that started all of the big ads, the 1984 ad, the average price was $1 million a minute. Since 1984, it's gone to $10 million a minute. Companies were spending enormous amounts of money. There was that one, what was it called? Ray something, an office worker where I forget what it was called. I'm like, are they going to get $10 million worth of business? We don't even know what they do. You know, he's sitting in a cubicle and they say he's got a meeting in 20 minutes. Suddenly he logs onto this site and all these workers appear and they're all him. I'm like, okay, what is this for? So what were some of your favorite ad moments? Budweiser went for the whole rah America thing and the eagle and all of that. Dunkin' Donuts had like every major celebrity in the free world, from Ben Affleck to Jennifer Aniston to, Urkel. It had Urkel. Just everybody. It had everybody in the Dunkin' Donuts ad. And when I looked across the street today at Dunkin' Donuts from the park, there wasn't a line out the building. And I thought, well, did that pay off? So what ads did you love? What ads did you hate? I'd love to hear from you down below. I watched it. I don't understand a thing about it. See, the game is, I understood more of Bad Bunny than I did the game. And I ain't making that up. Because I hablo español un poco solamente, estudia en escuela para 6 años, pero no recuerdo más. But I understood more of Bad Bunny, because Puerto Ricans, they have an accent, honey. I understood him more than I did the game. They're speaking Greek to me. I have no idea what they're talking about. And they get so into it. And they're so upset by it all. And I'm like, what? All I hear things is like, that's a mighty big hole they got to fill, I'd say. Well, these tight ends need to get it together. Yes, they do. Those running backs need to learn they got to spread their legs a little more. Amen, Jesus. So I other than that, I didn't really know. I understood more of Bad Bunny. But Seattle won. My niece and nephew are from Seattle or live in Seattle, so and their spouses. So I texted them congratulations. I didn't know Seattle won till later because after the halftime, ain't no reason to watch the Super Bowl anymore. The commercials are rehashed by then, and yeah, no, I didn't. I went to a Murder, Death, Kill show. Yeah, I went to some serial killer show and made Ember food. So, did you watch it? What did you enjoy the most in terms of commercials? And what did you think of Bad Bunny? Put all of that down below because I couldn't have loved it anymore. His performance was perfecto. Perfectamente. Bad Bunny es perfecto. And he's gorgeous. Oh, him and Ricky Martin together. Now there's a sandwich I'd eat. Oh my God. And Maluma. Oh my God. What a little orgy that would be. Maluma, Bad Bunny, Ricky Martin, and me. Oh. Child, I need to shut. Oh, Lord have mercy. I need to shut up. Honey. All that Latin blood and, Lord. So yeah, I'm being inappropriate. Don't tell the lady at the park. So just a wonder. And, culturally, Trump watched it. This whole we're going to boycott. They watched it. Most of MAGA watched it. They're all fucking liars with manufactured outrage because they don't get mad at the stuff they really should get mad at. Like what's going on with the Epstein files. They should be furious about that. And can we talk about the Obama post? Okay? Can we talk about a seated president over the weekend putting a video up that had the Obamas as apes, the oldest racial trope in the world, and then not apologizing for it? Can we talk about that? Can we talk about how he is the most disgusting piece of shit on the planet? Even that went too far even for his Republican friends and some MAGA. I wonder how the blacks for Trump feel now. All two of them. Can you imagine? The classiest ex-presidents that there are. Oh, Michelle and Barack Obama are the epitome of class and approachability and honesty and all of it. They are now look, they're human and they have their mistakes like everybody else, but they are the best of us. They personify the best of us. Two people and their daughters rising to the occasion and behaving appropriately. They are fabulous American ambassadors. They don't deserve to have a seated president turn them into apes. Then try to blame a staffer for his own personal Twitter account and then not apologize. Not apologize. He had a chance on Air Force One. Over the weekend, they asked him. He wouldn't apologize. Said he did nothing wrong. That is so despicable. So despicable. And I loved Green Day. Quit your shitty jobs, they were saying to ICE. If you're a member of ICE outside this arena, quit your shitty job. And of course, he used the F-bomb. The subliminal mindfuck, America. I love American Idiot. I love Green Day. Billy Joel, if he wasn't married, I would so try to find him. They used to listen to my show on KGO. Billy Joe Armstrong actually contacted me once. I was beside myself because he's admitted that he's bi. And I was like, oh my God. I just love Green Day. Wake me up when September ends. Just a great, great line. Charlie Puth, national anthem. He's nice. He's cute. It was 35 years ago that Whitney did it. They should just have Jennifer Hudson do it every year. Because if we don't have Whitney, just every year, or Christina Aguilera, someone who can sing as good as Whitney. But there'll never be another Whitney. Even Charlie Puth posted before about to sing the national anthem at the Super Bowl, knowing this one exists. And he had Whitney's playing behind him. The best national anthem performance of any Super Bowl ever. Whitney Houston. period. But Charlie Puth did his little white boy stuff, and it was, it wasn't bad. It's cute. Brandy Carlisle singing America the Beautiful, which I think should be our national anthem, a song written by a lesbian named Kathy Bates. Not making that up. A spelunking lesbian who lived in Boston. She went mountain climbing one day and looked out over a valley and wrote America the Beautiful. I truly believe it's a much better song to be our national anthem, doesn't mention war, isn't set to the tune of an old British drinking song, and is a much better national anthem. But, I don't get to decide. But I'm glad they sang them both, and I think Brandy Carlisle did a stellar job on America the Beautiful. Charlie Puth did a competent job on, it's a hard song, the national anthem. And so he did a competent job. And then, of course, the games began and the commercials, and then we had Bad Bunny, and then Tune Out. The other side of the world, dreams. Bad Bunny lived his dreams yesterday. He did. It gets no bigger than that. He'll never have another moment like that. But another dream was crushed yesterday. We'll talk about that. So much more.
Patreon is the way to show you care. Subscribe today if you dare. Keep the show on there. Patreon is the way. Now it's showtime.
So Bad Bunny lived his dream. It does not get bigger or better than that. Period. Just doesn't. He'll never have 135 million eyes on him again as he performs. He will never have that much controversy around a performance. Yesterday was the actual pinnacle of his career. Meanwhile, over in Italy, Lindsey Vonn lived a nightmare. She was a hopeful, as we know, downhill skier, incredible story, incredible girl, woman. After 13 seconds on the hill, she crashed, broke her leg, and maybe ended her skiing career. 13 seconds. You start, you're a top contender. 13 seconds later, you're out of the game, probably entirely, completely. Wow. That was sad. There were some sad things this weekend. Lindsey Vonn was sad. That's sad. It's not just sad that, she fell during the Olympics. It's sad that she broke her leg so badly that she was in critical but stable condition, and that she may not ever ski again, at least not professionally. That's sad because that's her life. That's her identity. That's who she is. And so many of you have had a moment like that where your identity, your very being has got to change in an instant because life changes, like getting fired at a radio station. Suddenly you're not you're not in the community every day. You're not famous anymore. You're not, it's a big deal. And so it was a big deal for Lindsey Vonn. I was getting my ears stretched this weekend. I don't know if you can see, I've got much bigger earrings and this one hurts. I don't know if it's getting infected or what, but it hurts. But this one does not hurt. I was getting them stretched up. And when I came out, there was a headline that the lead singer of Three Doors Down died. And I know their music, Kryptonite. We all know Kryptonite. But I know many of their other songs because of Devin Riggs. And I got to tell you, I was like blown away. He's 47 years old. Not even 50 years old. The lead singer of was he kidney cancer? I think it was kidney, or I forget what. But much too young of an age to die. And, lead singer of a successful band, Three Doors Down, and dead after a short illness, they said. Very sad. That was very sad. So, I don't know what we're going to do about Donald Trump. I mean, I really believe Democrats are going to sweep the midterms now. I do. Because he is not addressing the economy. He's so busy talking about Bad Bunny and everything. He's trying to distract from the Epstein files because he's in them. I mean, he did it. There's no way you could be mentioned that many times. There's no way that man, Jeffrey Epstein, could be that close of a friend to you. It's obvious he was. With the Clintons, it's the opposite. It's been very clear in the documents and through testimony. Bill Clinton was not friends with Jeffrey Epstein. He was friends with Ghislaine Maxwell. He was not friends with Jeffrey Epstein. He was friends with Maxwell. And, you know, she is in jail for her crimes, but he also broke off all relations with both of them 2 years before any of the crimes were even alleged or any kind of trial. Trump and Epstein were basically fuck buddies at this point. I wouldn't be surprised if they had sex in the same room. I would not. You know, I mean, this, and some of the stuff in the Epstein files, they're talking about killing babies. I think there are some allegations of eating them. I'm being serious. The allegations alone in the Epstein files. And in Europe, Starmer, their prime minister, today, this morning on the BBC, 9 prominent cabinet members has said he must step down. Why? Because he hired someone that he knew was involved in the Epstein files. 9 different people have said he must step down. Over here, crickets. Over there, heads are rolling. And the Olympics are going on, and there was conversation between the head of the Olympics and Jeffrey Epstein. So the head of the Olympics might be stepping down as well. We are the only country outside of Israel with people who are mentioned in the Epstein files that are doing nothing about it. Trump should be removed from office for the Obama post alone. The 25th Amendment should be invoked because you can't be in your right goddamn frame of mind and post a video of a former president and his wife as an ape. A black former. You can't be. You have to be touched. You have to be mentally incompetent. Even if you are a racist, which we know he is, as president, you'd have to be touched, mentally deficient, to let the world know you're a blatant racist. So that man should be removed. It's just that simple. You know? It's just that simple. He should be removed from office. And yeah, I'm in a good mood today. I am. I'm in a great mood today. Thank you for noticing. And I'm in a great mood because it was such an inspiring show. I cried. It was such an inspiring show of unity and such an inspiring show of just entertainment. And I was reminded how entertainment can touch so many people's lives and make real changes. You know, entertainment still matters. Real, live, human entertainment. So yeah, I was very touched. Just like some of those football players. That hole needs to be filled. Does it ever, sister? Do y'all want to know what I really spent the weekend doing, like every day? So Ember had blood work for a dental exam. Her triglycerides are in a critical level. High is 350. Hers are 2,500. We don't know why. I'm not feeding her fat all day, every day. And then I researched all the horrible things that can happen to a dog with seizures, pancreatitis. So I spent the entire weekend trying to figure out how to lower her triglycerides. New food, obviously. Today she's on all new food. But that's how I spent my weekend, with ChatGPT working on Ember's diet. All day Saturday and most of Sunday. That's what I did.
It's broadcasting from a completely different point of view. Yours. Listen daily to the Carellcast on your favorite streaming service. You're listening to the Carellcast. Driving you home or driving you crazy. It's broadcasting from a completely different point of view. Yours. Listen daily to the Carellcast on your favorite streaming service. You're listening to the Carellcast, driving you home or driving you crazy.
I am an excellent medical researcher. Thank you, Rachel, in the chat room at youtube.com/Really Carell, where you can join us. youtube.com/Really Carell in the live chat room. I think I have here, no, it's Facebook. Is it comments? Oh, yeah. I'm not sure, but I think I can show your comments. I don't know how. I can see them now, though, in my chat room. I can see them. I don't know how I show them. Are they showing? Are they there? Can I make them live? I don't know. I don't know how to do it. But I know that there's a way. And I have them here. But I'm seeing your comments live. And I'm really appreciative for all of them. And there's comment moderation. I don't know how to put them up on the screen, but I will. Create title shot? What? Oh, look, see? What? Yeah, okay. And add. Let's add. Did I do it? Oh, there it is. I don't know how to do this. I'm going to mess this up. I'm going to mess this up. If I try to make it go live, I'm going to mess it up. Well, I made it go live. I don't see anything. Well, I will figure out how to make this work so you can see them. Because I can see them now, and that's really exciting. Oh, now I've gotten rid of everything. Now I can see your comments.
Showtime is
oh,
here.
No!
No time to fear. Carell is so near.
I've just done it all. But I can see your comments. I can see your comments. See, Rachel? You're popping up on the screen. I can see you all. This is how we do it. I don't know. I don't know if we need another layer or what we need to do. But now I can't get back to my the stuff in the background. I can't get back to that. I guess I could do this here, maybe. There, okay. There. Well, at least we can have the background and the comments. I can't now do my commercials and my music and all of that, but at least, we can do this. That's cool. Thank you for helping me work that out, everybody. Thank you. I'll try to figure out how to do the other, or do them together maybe, or I don't know. But I do love that we're, I love it. I love that we're able to do this. Let's see if I can do this. Let's see if I can do this. Go.
Showtime
nope.
is here. No time to fear.
Nope. Why don't we just all learn how to do this together, shall we? Let's take a moment out of the show and figure out how to do what it is we need done. I'll try one more time. Here we go. Let's see if it'll jump there. Maybe I did it. Oh, I did it! Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh my genitals. Oh my...
If you're not visiting reallycarell.com
background.
daily, you're missing out. Get the podcast videos and the blog, including recipes at reallycarell.com. That's really Karel.com.
Showtime is here. No time to fear. Carell is so near because showtime is here. So on with the show. Let's give it a go. Carell is the one that you need to know.
All right, we're back. I've messed everything up again, but we're back. I don't know how I'm doing it, but we've done it. All because I simply wanted to show you your social media posts. There they are. I did it. I got them all together now. I think I've got it all worked out.
If you're not visiting reallycorrell.com daily, you're missing out. Get the podcast videos and the blog, including recipes at reallycorrell.com.
Okay, maybe I don't. That was fun. Anyway, okay. We're back. So some of you are asking me questions about Ember. Ember's triglycerides are always high, 800 to 1100, which are way above normal. But for years, that's what they've been. Suddenly, it jumped to 2500. We don't know why. She does not have any lethargy. She does not have, they tested for pancreatitis. She does not have pancreatitis. All of her other blood work is normal. Her BUN, her ALP, all of it. It's all normal. It's just elevated triglycerides, cholesterol, and ALP. Her ALP has been high forever, a liver enzyme. So there is one drug called Tricor. It's for humans, but they have been using it on dogs to lower these things. We're going to talk about maybe going on that, maybe. But immediate diet change. I guess elk and venison isn't as lean as it should be. And so we're going to go on, I'm going to eat with her. We're going to go on venison and elk and everything. And she is going to hopefully drop her triglycerides because that's what we need to do. And so that's what we're going to do. And she's going on a prescription low-fat food by a company called Royal Canin. Hopefully it'll work out, and it's scary. I was scared, and it's scary. But she has no symptoms, and they're normally 800 to 1100. So we're not sure if this is a one-time aberration or she was only fasted for 5 hours, not 12 hours. So there's a lot of different things. But thank you all for your concern. I'll keep you posted as to what's going to happen. But thank you all very much for your concern. She is not acting sick. That's the good news. And the vet wasn't really overly concerned. He was like, well, let's do some diet changes. And meanwhile, I'm like, no. So then I find out, I'm going to put her on a vegan diet. So I give her lunch with tofu and lentils and all this other stuff. And then I find out, you can't feed tofu to a dog with with bladder stones because they're made out of calcium. And tofu has a lot of calcium. So then I had to throw all that food away and come up with a new recipe. So now it's egg whites, chicken, 2 ounces of chicken, boneless, skinless chicken breast, 6 egg whites, 12 ounces of rice, 12 ounces of carrot, zucchini, and green beans. So that's her moist food. And for her dry food, we're going to switch to Royal Canin low fat. And by doing all of that, I will have decreased her daytime fat intake by 70%. That's a big decrease. So we're going to hope that in 2 to 4 weeks, when we retest her lipids, they're at least down to where they were. And then we're going to talk about Tricor, a human drug, not a statin. It's a different kind of drug, a fibroid or a something. It's called Tricor. They are using it for dogs. It does lower their triglycerides and it does lower their ALP. But it does have side effects. So we are going to talk about Tricor and see about maybe first making dietary changes and then maybe adding in a drug, which the drug is only temporary, 21, 42, or 63 days. So we'll see. But that's really how I spent my weekend was, because when someone you love or yourself is having a medical problem, it sort of brings it home, and it makes you, how do I say this? It makes you more aware, I guess, is a way to say that. It makes you more aware. There's a thing here. It says that I can jump to a spot in this one video. It says I can. And I don't think I can. I'm going to try it one more time. If this doesn't work, just indulge me, okay? I think it worked. I think it jumped to 41. I think it did it. Okay, we'll see. Anyway, so thank you for your concern. yes, I do add fish oil to her food, and I'm not going to. So me and Vet are going to work together, and we're going to try to make it right. That's what we're going to do. Okay, so Trump, look, it's no news to you and I that the guy's a huge racist. And now it's no huge, secret to the world. But it does show that he is trying so hard to create controversial things that distract us from the Epstein files. And I really believe that we shouldn't let him. And the media shouldn't let him. The media should not allow this man the privilege of jumping to the Epstein files and forgetting them. I just think the media needs to be better than that. The media needs to stay focused, and they can't. They allow him, he dangles a cat toy in front of the media, and they go for it. And that's the problem. Because, of course, he wants to get us distracted. The question becomes, do we allow him? Do we allow him to make us distracted? That is the real question. And, there are many podcasters who are not. They're still talking about the Epstein files. They're talking about the victims, all of that. But mainstream media, they seem to have forgotten. They seem to have forgotten that this is going on. So, I don't know. I really, Sorry about that. I don't know why it keeps going back to that screen. I wish it would stop. Yeah, see, it just keeps going back to that screen. I don't get it. Yes. So what else did I want to talk about today? I was so excited about Bad Bunny and just the whole weekend, the Super Bowl and I was lonely yesterday. I have to admit, Don Lemon was at a fabulous Super Bowl party, and I used to throw fabulous Super Bowl parties, and I was home alone with Ember. And I could have been out at Vegas. I could have been at a big Super Bowl party. But it's not the same if you're not with friends. And, Steve was just at home and, so that was sad. It's made me want to move to Palm Springs, and I found a house there for $450,000. I can't afford it, but I love it. It's got a beautiful backyard, a pool. There's an area where I could build a casita and make it an Airbnb to help pay the mortgage. I just need 450 people to give me $1,000. That's all I need. 450 people. Maybe I should auction off my house. 500 people, $1,000, and you have a chance to win the house. And that would give me the money to buy the new one. So there's no mortgage. I could afford it if there was no mortgage. I just can't afford it with a mortgage. So, but then Steve's all, why do you want to move to Palm Springs? I know there's gay people there, but there's no water. Did you hear that there was this meeting of the states of the West Coast, California, Oregon, Colorado, Nevada, that all get the water from the Colorado River, and they couldn't come up with an agreement? And it's probably going to come down to the feds. It is probably going to come down to the feds deciding for us. Did you all see that? That's bad. Because they can't decide how to divvy up what little water there is. California already gets like 90% of the water from the Colorado River. Nevada gets under 3%. And so other states want a little more of the water, and California's saying, no, we need it for agriculture. And there's no water flowing into the Colorado. Mount Charleston right now is bald. There's no snow on it. Colorado needs 4.5 feet of snow to catch up. Their snowpack is 5 feet under where it's supposed to be. There's no fucking water. And what is our president concerned with? Bad fucking Bunny. The West is literally running out of water. I mean, like, not in 5 years, not in now. They're talking already about rationing. And Steve's like, why do you want to move to Palm Springs? They have water problems? You don't like the weather? And it's true. I don't like the weather. I like the weather 8 months out of the year, but 4 months out of the year, no. It is less than 2 hours from LA. And, but I don't know, people. I don't know. I don't know where I'm supposed to be or how I'm supposed to be there. I just want to be around more gay people. I want more friends. I want a bigger social circle. I don't know about y'all. As we age, our social circle just shrinks, doesn't it? Do y'all find that as you age, your social circle is just going like this? It's like you used to have 10 friends, and then you had 8, and then you had 5, and once you hit 60, you got like 1 or 2. I'm ready to have 10 again, Healthy aging requires friends. That's part of the thing. You got to have friends. Yeah. Well, the rest of my day is going to be spent promoting I Dance Because. It is my single. It is out, and I really believe in it. I really want it to catch on. And I have a very limited reach on social media, but I'm going to do all I can on my social media to try and get people to notice the song. I really want it noticed. I really need help. I need to get the song out. I really believe in it. It's a great song. And so I'm hoping that perhaps we can, promote it. So I'm going to try. Y'all have something you ever believe in that you really, truly believe in and you're like, I really want this to take off. I really want this to happen. That's how it is for me. I don't really have a social circle. It has shrunk. Yeah, it really does. It has shrunk. And that statistically we know that it does that as you age. Your social circle shrinks as you age. But I'm not ready to not only have one person. I mean, I would like to be invited to parties. Don Lemon's having a ball. Of course, he's rich. He was at a party that had that impressionist guy, that guy that does all the impressions now. Forget his name, but he did Donald Trump. Don't like the Bad Bunny. So, I would like to be out there. I know many of you were probably at a Super Bowl party yesterday. I was not. Although me and Amber, we had a little party here. But no fat. No fat, no cholesterol. And of course I don't know what to do about Donald Trump. Just stop paying attention? I mean, the Obamas as apes? Really? Like, there's no bottom. I sound like an NFL announcer. There's no bottom on the field. Oh, really? I'll volunteer. But his depravity just, there's no lower level of his depravity. And then to have the chance to apologize when asked about it. To have the chance to say, even if this was posted by a staffer, it's unacceptable. I'm going to make sure that person is fired or reprimanded. I've sent my apologies out to the Obamas. See, that's what a classy person would have done. A classy person would have said, I have sent the Obamas my apologies, and, I am going to be talking with them and tell them how sorry I am, and this, of course, is unacceptable. And no. He said he'd done nothing wrong, and he's firing nobody. So the bottom of his bottom has no bottom. He will sink to any level. There's nothing too low on his spectrum. There's nothing beyond the pale. And that really does make you think about the 25th Amendment. Because you'd have to be batshit crazy to think as a president you could post that video and not get blowback. You would have to be fucking out of your mind. So obviously he is. You'd have to be insane to post that and think it was okay as a president. Only an insane person would do that. So obviously, he's batshit crazy. You know? He's bat crap crazy. You know? And so where's the 25th Amendment? I mean, our founders gave us the tools to fight Donald Trump, but Democrats and others and Republicans refuse to use them. It's all in the Constitution. Everything is right there. They just refuse. They refuse. Nah. He's crazy. He is the 80-year-old grandpa that you keep away from the kids. You know? He's the 80-year-old grandpa that you don't let drive the car, keep away from kids, and when you go out, you tell him to be quiet. That's who he is. And no one's telling him to be quiet. You know? No one's telling him to be quiet. So, what do? Just ignore it? Ignore that our president embarrassed us on the world stage once again? You know, they're booing Americans at the Olympics. That's when they booed JD and Usha Vance, just booed them. We don't get to hear that because NBC thought it would be okay to censor it. Because I guess Americans are too fragile to hear what the world thinks of their leaders. Shame on NBC. You weren't doing us any favors. People need to hear them being booed. People need to know what this administration is doing to our position in the world. People need that. But we're not going to get it because of the media. Again, it's like I said earlier, the media is the number one thing that has let us down. More than Trump, they're just doing what they do. The media has let us down. Because the media had the chance to accurate report, to show what things really are, but they won't. And why do they never clap back at this man? Why, when he is insulting members of the press, does the press not clap back? Why? When he's picking on female reporters, why does not one male reporter speak up? When he's picking on female reporters, why doesn't the female reporter clap back? You know, when he calls them ignorant or stupid, or, you know, that their outlet is a terrible, you know, you work for a terrible news outlet. Why? Because we report the truth about you being in the Epstein files 50,000 times? That's what they should do. I need to be in the press corps. People like me need to be there to clap back at this old, insane, infirm fuck. They need to call him what he is. President Trump, you posted an extremely racist view of the Obamas. Are you in fact a racist? Oh, no, I'm not a racist. Well, then why won't you pull it down? Well, because I did nothing wrong. So racism isn't wrong. They won't corner him. They let him blather on and blather on and blather on and blather on and blather on. They never stop him, and they never point out how incoherent he is, how he just serves up word salad. The media is the biggest problem in America right now. The mainstream media. Because they're not doing their jobs. Why? Because they're owned by fucking billionaires. Because their bosses want to curry favor with the king. That's fucked up. That's just fucked up. You know, it was the media that created this firestorm about Bad Bunny. It wasn't the people. Most people didn't give two fucks who performed at the Super Bowl halftime. And the ones that did were just people trying to be outraged for outrage's sake. That's it. You know? That's it. Most everyone else didn't care. The only people that cared were racist. MAGA, 6 million people who went and watched that tourney. So 135 million people watched the show and only 6 million had a problem with it. That's nothing. That's statistically, that's an outlier. It's not even important. But the media gave voice to those 6 million like they were a huge majority, like the Turning Point show was going to be watched by 50 million people. It wasn't. No matter how the media tried to stoke up the anger, just wasn't there. Trump himself watched Bad Bunny. Lindsey Graham. There's video of Lindsey Graham sitting there at the Trump party watching the halftime. They watched it because they're hypocrites. So the media is the real problem. It's not doing its job. And the answer there is to take it out of the hands of corporations. Media should not be corporate owned. It shouldn't be. It always has been, but it shouldn't be. Billionaires should not own the media. The public should. We license, and the head of the FCC only goes after liberals. So the media has let us down. thousands of journalists and things cut from the Washington Post just last week decimated their newsroom. Why? No reason. Jeff Bezos has enough money to just keep funding that and write it off as a loss. He doesn't have to make money from the Washington Post. He's a multi-billionaire. He prints money. Amazon prints money for him every day. Probably delivers it to him in little cardboard boxes. I wonder if his is late. He prints money. He could fund the Washington Post just because. He doesn't have to make money on it. But instead, he cuts jobs. 300 from the newsroom. And so media is the problem. It was under Hitler the same way. Under Mussolini, under Stalin. It was always the media that let down the people. If the media were reporting the truth about Donald Trump, they would dig and find his medical records and show that he is completely infirm and that he does have heart issues and the bruising on his hands is not from shaking hands. If they cared, they would find that out. The Washington fucking Post had Bernstein and Woodward. They found out about the taping of the Watergate. They can't find out about his real medical condition? Of course they can. There's a doctor or a nurse somewhere willing to talk. But they ain't looking. They take him on face value. And that's dangerous. The media's part, the freedom of the press in the First Amendment was guaranteed because the founders knew that the bedrock of our democracy would be a free press reporting on what our politicians were doing. They never took into account that free press would stop being free because it would be owned by billionaires. They never, ever took that into account. Ever. All right, I am Kirill. Be who you want to be, so I don't hurt anybody. I'll be back tomorrow. We're just getting this week kicked off. I hope you had fun watching Bad Bunny. If you didn't, go watch it. It was a great show. As for the president and his racist tweets, well, just proves he's incompetent. I don't have any music to play me out today because I was trying to show your social media post. I'll get that worked out for tomorrow. But until then, stay safe. I love you. And have a very, very, very great rest of your Monday, okay? Oh, wait. Maybe I do have. Maybe I can do it. Who knows? No, I guess I can't. That thing popped up 50 times when I didn't want it to. And now that I want it to, it won't pop up. Ain't that something? Oh, well. Show's over anyway. What do we know? What do we care? Bye, everybody.